everybody. Let's get on with the Tuesday edition here. What's going on? Let's try to see if we can figure out what's happening with stocks, crypto. Quite a flush. Yesterday was really tested my patience. I'm sure it tested yours. Been looking for a turnaround that is not materializing. And we'll get into the dots. We'll get into the confirmation that we absolutely need before we can assume this thing is over, done with. Everybody, get on over to harmonictrader.com. Get the TradingView HPC by sending your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com. It all begins there, and then become a basic member. You guys know how it goes. Thank you. Come on in, settle down. Let's get to it. We're going to start with Bitcoin today. We're going to look at Bitcoin futures. What are the big levels? And why we need one bullish candle. We have been waiting for this bullish candle since last week. Are we going to get it today? Bitcoin up $3,000 right now. Probably the bigger thing that went down last night. We almost scratched the target 176,500 area. This varies depending on the data feed, but we hit 76. And we actually scraped 76.5 something. Is that close enough? We still might tag it in a subsequent day or two retest. That low, here's the Bitcoin futures, 76.511 on this chart. The low was 76.528. And I'm not going to make excuses for falling shy. I prefer to see that get hit. But I would say the big deal, what you can at least put in your cap and pipe and digest the following is that we do have a dot. And hopefully today we can maintain this $3,000 plus gain, because it's more about getting a green bar than even the price. So a lot going on here. What's going on, chat? You guys enjoy what's happening? Please hit the like button, subscribe if you want to join us, get the notifications. We're here Tuesday, Thursday. I guess it's 12:30. I don't want to make it much later than 12:30, but this is a decent time in the middle of the day. Take a stab at everything and then, get that full update. What's going on, chat? How are you guys feeling? What's up, Wayne? Mr. James, Metin, Cameron, Pinchy, MK, Ultra, I like that. Rogelio, Hugo, everybody else, Tony, what's up? Welcome to our Tuesday edition. You know what? I'll be the first one to say it. I thought this thing was starting to turn around last week. And I got, stepped on some toes, especially in the last 2 or 3 days, like surprisingly, to the point where I was quite angry most of yesterday. But today's a different day. And maybe we will get this. And we can just follow dots along. Guys, this is why you get the software. Even if, especially for the new folks, because yeah, it's about harmonic pattern levels, but it's always been about the levels with confirmation. So that is the key concept here. And we are scraping target, which was, I got a lot of grief when we were up here not too long ago, a month, 6 weeks ago, saying, I think this thing has got to come to target 1. And there we were within how many dollars? $17 on that chart. Some of the other ones are slightly different. They're maybe off like 100. What's that? There's Binance. 491 is the target, and we got the 573. That's always a question. Is it, if we fall just shy, is it okay? And only with confirmation. And if we go dot to dot, I mean, HSI dots, that's what that yellow dot is, has been working really well. Bearish dot, bullish dot, bearish dot that kind of failed here. That was one failure. Another bearish dot that failed, but you see what happens. If we blow through the dot on a retest, then it fails pretty easily. I would consider that a failure. That was success. That was big success. Double dot. Success, 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 success. Where you get a sizable reaction. Enough of it where you can at least consider a change in trend for the short while. That's what we're looking for today. But we got to get to the close, because we have just absolutely failed at producing constructive price action at these levels we've been waiting on. At least Bitcoin is real close to target one. Unlike S&P or QQQ, we looked at those levels last week, and they were just a speed bump to lower targets. But still, we only got confirmation Friday at the close. So today's day 2 on stocks, but yesterday was destructive. I'll get into that in a second. Great to see everybody. What's going on? Why was I angry? Specifically, I'll get into it. I entered my first position on Tesla, and I was, absolutely wrong. Way too early on Tesla. I'm still long it, but the kind of drawdown that I took on a few hundred shares, 300 shares, it was inexcusable for me. And I'm really hard on myself when I make a mistake like that. I mean, I'm really hard on myself. Sometimes I will literally stop trading for the rest of the week when I do something that stupid. And still love Tesla, but that was a stupid entry on my behalf. And I'm looking to add more, but I need to see some green. We'll get to that in a second. Thank you. Appreciate that. I hope you guys have that. And you guys, if you guys aren't with the software, a lot of people chiming in, and I appreciate the support. Get with the software, because that's where it starts. And as we've seen, the confirmation strategies of the dots have been top notch, like really well done. So if you're here, you're new, send your TradingView username. We've got MetaTrader, eSignal, Ninja, and Sierra as well. And you guys are happy to, I'm happy to share those. Let you try any of those, all of them, for free for 2 weeks each. I mean, you could go 2 weeks at a time and you be there for 10 weeks. It's up to you. I don't care, because you guys have to do the work. That's my kind of my first principle of trading for anybody that's here that's interested in harmonic pattern framework. You still have to do the work, and you still have to make your decisions and use your brain, develop the 2 brain cells into 4, 4 into 8, and so on. That's what I did. I was lucky to have 1 left after college, but that's how it goes. So for today, Bitcoin on the Binance feed, all of them are producing dots. Okay, that's something that if we close today at 7 o'clock, 7 hours to go, we would have something to consider. It's 8 o'clock now with the time change. Yes, change your clocks, people. It's devious. They take that hour away. And that's all I got for Bitcoin. It's about a higher time frame situation. I did want to show you this on the 4-hour chart. We have some things down here. Where is it? It's that Binance US feed. Where are you? I have some targets down here. HSI dot, that was on the 4-hour at 79.5. Hold on. Where is it? Bid stamp? No. Index. MEXC. On one of them, on the Binance US feed, I have some crab patterns down here at like 83. This is it. There you go. And I talked about this last week. That's why I wanted to bring it up. Binance US feed. I don't know why it's not on the other ones, but it's showing here. Even with a 4-hour pattern like that, pretty sloppy. But the way I would look at this, since I mentioned it last week, is that is your lower time frame pattern, type 2, with a dot a little bit beyond where you want to see. But even on that one, it was 76,660. We need to see green candles, guys. And again, the rest of crypto doesn't move until Bitcoin can turn around. I don't. I know people are looking at Ethereum, and we had some confirmation on Ethereum on the daily chart. It got to under 1800, which was the low end of this. There you go. Confirmation came in last week right at 2170, and it decided to run the hop at 1900. This is the scenario we talked about. It actually, I think it ran lower than it really should have. But let's just retrace the steps of that type 1 was just all reaction. And it has it. It was 1 bar, could not get through target 1. And then all the way back down. We knew 2150 was begging to be retested. And they actually flushed it. What was the low there? Wow, the low is 1754. And that was yesterday. So there you go. 1754. What's going on with Ethereum? Is there a problem here? Do we need to call the developers, the devs? Are we over-invested by too much? I'm not in Ethereum. I told you guys all along. And people are super bullish on Ethereum. I am not of that opinion, and I haven't been the whole cycle. I also said that this double, excuse me, here we go again. This double top up at 4,000 was always a problem, and we came back to the trend line. I am not convinced that yet on Ethereum, and in fact, I'm looking to Ethereum to signal potential real issues, even more so than Bitcoin. It's the fact that we overran the hop, the fact that we ignored confirmation. I need to see this thing do some dramatic turnaround and express it in terms of the indicator, where until the indicator, like Harmonic Strength Index, that's what this is. For me, I'm thinking ETH is still down until we can go back up on HSI above the 50 and then amplified above the 50. So somebody hold me to that, because until that happens, Ethereum's not going to turn around. Not yet. And you're scraping the bottom edge of this pattern where we were okay with a 2K retest. Am I okay with a 1754 retest? That might be a little much. And then the possibilities are, I'd have to say they're really troubling. The structural possibilities on Ethereum, guys, are troubling because of what happened here, where we went to a nominal new high in December, which was 4109, and then it was, 20 bucks, $15 above the prior high from March 24. That completely destroys the structure. You cannot draw an M formation, and you can barely draw a shark formation. I would say since X to A to B, and then your C point is like a scratch above it, it's a perfect double top. there's not a lot that you can reach on. If I'm just saying, if that was a shark, that's what you're looking at. And you cannot even do the necessary 886, 1618. I mean, all of that's pointing much lower. I'm just trying to connect dots here and riff on some possibilities. Um, but I will say this: you violate this bar that is happening today, and it closed under today's low, you have real trouble now. I can't believe it, but and I'm not. Look, this is where I'm suspending all all belief in whatever this current year's crypto cycle is supposed to be. I'm just going off the charts. I'm riffing here. This should be a major low. 1900, where we are right now, needs to be a major low. To be a major low, you need to stop going down. You need to produce some positive readings on HSI and amplified, like I was saying before. But the inability, and we can see it in the chart. Look, the inability of Ethereum to get out of this 50 to 30 zone and just trend lower the whole time. I got to respect that. And I don't know why. I've been wondering, is it something personal I have about Ethereum? But I've had a problem with Ethereum for a while. And now I have to think about what are the larger possibilities here? Like, what if this is not the low? What if Ethereum is not going to hold 1900? And even though it went to 1754, the number is 1900, 1899 to be exact. Then something else is happening. That's how we look at it. And as I say that, something else is happening. S&P just hit new lows for the day. Nasdaq's down 150. S&P down 70. This shit show has not ended yet, folks. And it is a shit show. So, welcome to the show. I'll get to the stocks in a second. Ethereum, though, is probably the most overrated chart that anybody is hyping that I've seen in all of crypto. People are still have this suspended belief, I think, of that nothing is happening here. And all I have to say is, look, we can't even do an M formation here because of that C point is above the prior A point. That kind of structure, that's a failed harmonic impulse wave that usually leads to a 1618. And this is where your framework and understanding of reading critical pivots, alignments, that's not a bat. It's not a Gartley. It's not an M shape. This is a shark shape. And based on that, I mean, you guys are gonna Ethereum people are going to punch me, but to me, you need to seriously be considering if we break down. If we break down under 1900, I mean the next couple of days, we come here Thursday, and let's say we're trading 1770 or something, I'd have to say throw the towel in, and you go back to 1,000 or 890. I know, crazy. Let me hear it. Give it to me, guys. Let me hear it, because I've been saying this, that Ethereum has a problem in its long-term structure. It's had a problem for weeks, if not months. And Ethereum should not. Here's the other thing I want to be super clear about. Like, we're always looking at M and W formations. And I always thought, yeah, Ethereum, look, I don't think it'll be as strong as some of the other coins in terms of what are their maximum cycle possibilities. But we always said Ethereum was a potential butterfly. X, A, B, B's at a 786, C point, perfect 618. And we were, I was saying for a long time that because that's at a 786, we should see an eventual cycle move where it's a butterfly formation, and it wasn't going to be as strong as the other ones, but nope. And now I would say with last month's price action, massive engulfing, taking out the lows, you have violated that C point possibility. You have violated that C point possibility. That butterfly scenario is toast. And flip it around. Flip it around now, because it's kind of like that high right there at 4109 versus that high at 4093. You would have to see this. Let's just say, and people are still calling for 6,000 Ethereum. Some are calling for 10,000 Ethereum this year. You'd have to see it like this, where it's still a 786, but you're below the 618, the 786, which is the next level on the scale, is still much lower at 1574. And that's your best case scenario. And it's still 6K. I don't think that's happening. I think the failure to break out of that original B point with the double confirmation that we see, bearish confirmation on the monthly, all of that is an issue. And I look at your HSI, look at Amplified. I mean, Ethereum should be monitored for its weakness, not for its potential to turn around. And if this is going to go the way that it's leaning, and that's with a violation of the current hop level at 1900, there is only one possibility. I know this is crazy, guys, but I've stared this up and down. It's a 1618 down move. That's what a harmonic impulse wave is. And I would say back to like a 1.0, it would be sub 1000. Got to get in front of this. We didn't get confirmation. Okay. We're down here off the type 2 crab pattern, what we have been talking about for weeks. And what is it doing? It's not responding. You're in the window. You have a dot. Really, like 3 days ago was the first time you could truly look at this. Like, there's the dot, and then we checked back. So it was like 4 days ago, and it was 2150, and just fails. Fails and doesn't get above the 50 level. Amplified never got out of the zone above 50. And watch it here. Seriously, watch this hop level. We're already overrunning it. And we know what happens when this stuff fails, especially on a type 2. It's worse than I thought. I mean, I'm really was angry at myself for not alerting you folks back in early January. It was more like late January. I started having a problem with all of this crypto, and with Bitcoin, like, this isn't going higher. Ethereum has failed major tops here. Now we're sub 2K. And people are still saying it's a buy. And I'm of where we are, I'm not of that opinion. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to connect dots. I hear what you're saying that. Yeah, the BTC ETH chart, what's that look like? Like this. Remarkable. But, I mean, you're still doesn't matter. There's BTC ETH. That's incredible. Incredible. But they both will still lose value. I mean, it's just not that's not what, just because you're in Bitcoin doesn't mean that that's not going to go down. it might continue to go up against Ethereum. But if Ethereum can't hold 1900, and it's 1899 is the number. You guys know I get really particular about the numbers and the levels. If it's not 1900 or 1899 and we have a close, let's say tonight we close under 1899, I'm going to have real problems. And I'm going to say whatever this slide is currently doing, it's got more to go. Here we are oversold on the weekly with a second test. So even on the weekly with Ethereum, this second test is still, you're talking weeks. And we can even get into thinking about the March 21st, the whole equinox argument that we probably continue to trade down until the spring equinox. And I'm not trying to throw out astrology here. We just seen critical pivot points around June 21, September 21, December 21. I mean, it's happened. That's where it's at. Speaking about where it's at, now S&P's down 70 again after being down 200 yesterday. Yeah, this is not constructive. I mean, if yesterday was day one after getting a bunch of dots on Friday, yeah, that's not a good look. One or two more of the big ones like Solana. Solana, guys, it's got 105 written all over it. It's another one of these crypto patterns, that strong crypto patterns where the type 1 goes to target 2. That's 105.90. I'm surprised. Yes, I am surprised. A lot like Ethereum, that thing should have stabilized around 140. So you could even go back to this prior bat pattern, like 120 is the support off that last bullish pattern. But as low as 94, that would not be, surprise me. And again, another situation where, look at HSI. This is your top indicator. Where is that going? It's going down. Continue to head down, and we're under the 50 level. You need to get up here. Before I would even think that this is over, you need to get above that 50 line. And that's the best thing you can do. People are itching to get into crypto, thinking that there are opportunities here. I am not one of those people. Maybe at lower levels, but a lot of these have busted anyway. Couple more. XLM, yeah, I can look at XLM, XRP. I mean, XLM's got a big fat pattern right at 24 cents. I dished out everything else at around 32 to 35 cents. And I'll do a quick review here. Look, beautiful butterfly pattern. If that was 6 months ago, I would say load up like I did. We had massive patterns back in October. All of this stuff. We had a butterfly down here. And all this amazing stuff where it was a mass. I went large. I nailed it. It was trade of the year kind of a thing on size. And I got out of 3/4 at 53 cents. Held the rest. Tried to get back in more right around, what was that, January? No, it was like middle of January. I tried to get back in on that. And I got crunched. Got out because I saw this thing falling apart. So that's part of my backstory on XLM. And then the last 6 weeks or so, I'm just saying, let this come in, because the only other possibility, you got the daily 23.8. You've already exceeded that. A close like Ethereum, a close under the hop level under 23.7 cents. I have big concerns, that that not only it wants to go lower, but completely round trip this. And we can connect dots, X. We can get an M formation out of here, B point. That's a Gartley at a 618. Come on down. Normally we'd look 786, which is like 20 cents. But, we'd so not be surprised if it's a full 886 round trip to 15 cents. Not what I want. And I think I saw that. I think I saw that when I got out of the first chunk. That was in the back of my mind. And I really kind of jumped the gun on that secondary move. I'll watch here. Like, seriously, what needs to happen, even if you were going to hit this pattern. We do have an HSI. We had checked back yesterday. Today would be day 1. Tomorrow would be day 2. And then Thursday would maybe be the first official day you could actually take a look, as long as it does not violate the hop level. So you need 2 more green days, and this pretty much has to be your low. And I'll say the same thing about XRP. XRP almost lost its shirt yesterday. It was trading 190 at the low. It bounced off. But I have real problems with XRP now, because I could take off the pattern. I should take off the pattern, but it's a massive head and shoulders top. Like, this is done. We had confirmation up here on the weekly. We are already flirting with this obvious support range at $2. And it keeps poking under $2. And I think once 180 breaks, like if 180 breaks, look out. There's nothing to go on here. And I'm going to get grief on this one too. But let's just draw out the M formation. X, A, B, C, D. It's a bat. 82, 84 cents, something like that. It's certainly not going up. Look at our weekly. Tell me about the HSI. All right, just to help you work through it. You get the software, you open it up, even without the patterns, directionally. Here's HSI. What's it doing? It went overbought, triggered the dot, broke the 50 line, and trends lower until we can get all the way down to the oversold. That's going to take a lot more time and price. And then the other deal, amplified here under the 50. All you need is an ugly weekly candle. I would even say like a weekly candle under $2. It could be $1.99. Would devastate this thing technically. And the other part to this is, if that B point is real, which it is, then what we get on a failure under 180 is a bam, bat action magnet move down to the 886. That's how it goes. That's how these come together. And we're already seeing it. So, I don't know if you're following somebody, anybody, and they're saying buy, ask them what methodology they're using, how they're measuring these movements to generate a signal, because we're not there. We are not there. QQQ falling off a cliff. Yeah, let's jump to there in a second. 1 or 2 more short. Yeah, I can look at Litecoin. We had Randy Hipper on. She loves Litecoin. I was impressed that Litecoin was at 120, but here we go. Breaking down. I did not have anything like where I was saying that this was a buying opportunity by any measure. Today might be day one after falling 30%. And I mean, that was just 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. So Litecoin taking it on the chin. And again, you need a yellow dot, and you barely have a green arrow. Like, we're still 6 hours, 45 minutes away from a green arrow. That's Litecoin. Yeah, and Cardano is the same deal. A lot of great news. A lot of people talking about Cardano, but what is it? Like, narrative, I don't think has been better for Cardano. It's better here than it was when it was at $2 or $3. But we have a shark pattern, and we're clearly did the type 1, and we're coming back for the 2. Maybe I'll miss it by waiting for 55 cents or even 41 cents, but I don't have a lot to give you. Not yet. Yeah, I'm not falling for any of the crypto. I had someone saying who was saying that. Um, Jay Pinda, what's up? He's saying don't fall for the Litecoin argument. I'm not falling for any crypto argument or any market argument. I'm we've got other things going on here. I mean, it's pretty obvious. We are where we should be turning around. We're accelerating, and it only took us a day or two to see that. That says more to come. ADA may need more time, but it's also got to go lower. I mean, we need to, at this point, with all of these patterns that have gave you a type 1 reaction and then go and then come right back down, they're all round tripping. They're not just tripping, they are round tripping. And so I don't know what Cardano is going to do, but it's not an opportunity for me, at least. Maybe other people are willing to jump in, but I wouldn't look at that till 55 cents. That's just keeping it real. I don't care what their crypto reserve or whatever. It's clear that whatever that narrative it was, just ended up being a massive sell the news event. Yeah, steal your face. Echo. Yeah, we can look at gold. We'll get to that. What's up, Sun? So this is a March correction. Yeah, well, it's a beginning of the year retracement. I mean, we've been looking for the retracement in the Qs and the S&P down to target ones, and they're blowing through target ones. Like, let me jump to there in a minute. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it is. Daniel's right. Daniel made a comment. It's probably all correlated with just the markets risk off kind of a thing. Yeah, it's an adjustment period. It's I sat through it. I was not really interested in selling this market in the beginning of the year, even though I was looking for the retracement. Now I'm a little angry at myself that I didn't take advantage of the obvious information and analysis that was dead on. But I was just looking for, to go ease it into the year. But now we've got something bigger than even what I thought. Crypto, though, has been showing weakness since middle December. I think early January, it started to get really clear. It's not what you want to see, but here we are. All right, I'll look at that one, which is hot. I don't know what that is. Again, all of this stuff, holo. I know where this is going to be. There's 4/10 of a cent. Now it's 1/10 of a cent. And I'm just going to say, do you have a pattern? No. I mean, you got a bat pattern, but do you have confirmation? Not really. Are you back at all-time lows? Yeah. For this kind of a thing, I just look at best case scenario. You're going to drag out for a while. I don't for something like this and 99% of all the other crypto out there, they look like this. And again, I come back to people recommending charts that look like this, or even I'll say the other one, which I still don't know why people think is a viable asset class. But you guys know I've been really dissing on Doge, and Doge almost got to 12 cents, which is what we were saying. It was 14.5, and Doge is like this. Another bat pattern shaping up. Actually, Gartley pulling here, but no confirmation. 11.1, currently 16. I wouldn't even look at that. You need a dot, and it's already failing. Not to mention, this was 45 cents. It spent a few weeks up there and then rolled all the way back over for another 886 retracement without really accomplishing much on this cycle. I mean, it really did not. It's not sustainable. And like this, it was there to the 618 almost exactly. And then come on back. 886 is 10 cents, guys. That's where Doge goes. And that's just kind of a sign of all the rest of this. Yeah, I don't think retail has suffered yet. I don't think they've suffered enough. Not to be vindictive or anything. I don't think the retail has seen the pain, the maximum pain, like the bleeding. And I think if Bitcoin can't turn around, Ethereum can't, like both of those have to show signs of life literally in the next 48 to 72 hours, or we have a major problem that no one is anticipating on both of those assets. I don't want to fear monger here, but 99% of crypto looks like this and looks like it wants a full reset round. I mean, this is more than a round trip. All of your favorite crypto went up on election day, and by a week or two before Christmas, it was over. Took an extra week to figure it out, a couple of weeks, maybe even a month, but we got confirmation. Speaking of confirmation, we got to jump over to the stocks. Look, S&P is now down 82 at new lows of the move. Nasdaq's down 220. Like, what is up? What's going on, everybody? Let's dive in over to the Qs. Let's enough on crypto. I haven't given it the polish it needed. There it is, and it's still lower. Okay. QQQ, what's going on? 487. Remember that? Remember we were looking for 487 and it would just refuse to give it to us for a long time? Well, we finally got it after that dot, and that's 3 weeks ago now. Then we finally got 487, and what happens? Well, we got a dot on Friday, and that's why today is so, yesterday and today, devastating. New lows. The only place I can say is 462 for the Q. So you're 467 right now. So it's not over. And I have been saying that I thought this would be a lot like August. This is getting worse. This is getting worse because we have no exact exhaustion gaps. They're trying to sell this, and people come in and buy it up, and they just sell it again, buy it up, sell it again. I mean, that was August. And this, again, has got a lot of dynamics like Ethereum, where I think Target 2 at this point is probably going to come this week, maybe today with the way it's been going. but structurally XABC point is slightly higher than the A. What's that make this? It's a big shark. A shark to the 886. Basically retracing the August rally because we're running out of options. Yesterday was so devastating to where it, like target one, we had confirmation, we checked back, and then we couldn't get that second green bar until Friday. And then yesterday they open it up and they dump it. They were down 900 at one point. On the day when you're looking for the turnaround right there, that's devastating. It's still, so we're still in this. It's now this retracement has become more than a retracement. And that's for me maybe why I'm angry. I'm angry at myself for not making that read. There are other things going on that have bigger time frame implications, but I should be short majorly. That's how I feel now, where I was looking for a simple retracement, and I'll just lay it out. I thought it would be like this. We go down, and then we go for the retest. Okay, and then I was thinking that we get the 2, and then we go down. But we're doing it now. What about the weekly? Again, this is something where it's just keeps going lower. And every day we accelerate into this oversold, add 2 days of recovery required. So if that was going to be a bullish candle yesterday, then I would have said, okay, yeah, we're maybe a couple days away. No, down yesterday, add 2 more days. Down again today, add 2 more days. Just think of it this way, is this is really eating in to what the time constraint of what's allowable, and that's a weekly chart. You need to see an inflection. I mean, like where we were here last time we were this oversold, okay, it was back in August again, but we had a response after we hit the oversold level. And the difference, though, we are oversold on both amplified and HSI. That makes that a pretty serious combination of readings here, where we are deeply oversold, but it will not turn around. The whole end of the correction will not happen until we see at least 1 or 2 bullish weeks, green weeks. So, you know, again, some of the errors that I made last week of going into a couple things that were simply too early, and we're into a deeper correction. That's the problem I have with this. The obvious levels, like right now, today, we're 467. We could go to 462. But even then, I think you come back 450 or 440 area in a free fall move and retest this 886 area off of the July last, whatever this was. I guess, yeah, that was first week of August. Come up and 886 it. That's like 435, 436. Yeah, 436 would be a maximum thing target to consider, because this 487 level has failed on the Qs. Target 1, 487 failed, 462.90. We get there today. We get there today or tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised to see it drop another 5 points today. 467, it's already dropping. Look at this thing drop. It's dropping right now. Nasdaq's now down 240. I mean, this is free fall action. Look, S&P is the same thing. S&P actually more severe. S&P had the butterfly, or sorry, the crab pattern up here at the highs. 92. We were looking for 57.32 for a long time. And then we finally got it last week. And then Friday, there's our dot. What happens yesterday? A complete demolish of that possibility. So in reality, yesterday was day one of a possibility for this to turn around in between target one, target two. Failed miserably. I'm thinking 54.98, and I'm thinking that could get hit today. I would not be surprised to see this thing drop another, what, 45? Hit target two, because there's certainly nothing with a yellow dot, and then the next day is like that. Phew. That is something. And then look, amplified, deep oversold, not turning around. Like, you know, that in doing so, that's a daily chart. Days. I mean, the fact that that turned back down, it was like a few last week, and we just continue to expand. That's, look out. I mean, we just have to stand back, look out. I mean, 54.98, and then the bigger deal. You guys know, I have to come to this chart, which has been the monthly deep crab that now is playing out. Now that deep crab is playing out, and it's that's the other reason why I'm angry. I thought we were going to have a 1-2. I thought we'd come back, we do the 1, and then we do the 2, especially for as long as that took. You know, come to 57, then back to XA for the type 2, then go down. And that was set up in terms of time. Now, with that bar, that monthly bar, what's target 1? 48.73. Yeah, I said that. I can't believe it, but that's what it is. And here's the thing that I've been looking for. We broke under the 50 last month, and now we're under the 50, threatening it right now on amplified monthly chart. So if this thing just keeps on leaking here, and I will say this, if you don't hold 5,500, there's nothing until 48.73. And most people will think, well, shit, if we're not going to hold 5,500, we'll just run it to 5,000. That's how these people think. For us, 48.73 is target 1. Just like Bitcoin had 76.5. That's it. That's where it's at. That's why this is bigger than anything we've seen in a few years. And again, I'm really was hopeful. I was hopeful we would develop some things in the daily. It never materialized, and now you have this drop off. Ethereum's under 1900 now. So something bigger is going on. And I'm you know, I should be really short, and I'm not. I thought we had more time. So that's on me. But today's the next day. Let's make adjustments. We got to. That's my plan. What's going on? What do you guys? Yeah, the faster you go, the rounder we get, for sure, Echo. I know that one. What's up? Sun Zane. Trump said the market will experience pain before it gets better. Yeah, because he's trying to look. He's trying to get rates down because we have one of the worst Fed Reserve chiefs we've ever had, who's got rates artificially jacked up. I mean, there's no doubt these rates should be They shouldn't be 4%. They should be under 3%, if not 2% already. So this is another Fed created correction, without a doubt. The fact the guy won't lower rates, the inflation numbers are ridiculous joke, manipulated numbers. The guy should already be cutting rates. So I think Trump's going to just do it the other way. I have no, I really have no favorite in that scenario. I really don't. I think it's, I really hope he changes things, but I've been of the opinion for 20 plus years that it's one big uniparty and we are not invited. Don't forget that. Couple of the big ones. Here's like Amazon for me on the daily chart. If I saw this a year ago, I'd say this is a opportunity within an uptrend. Big shark, back-to-back patterns, that's going lower. I hate to say it, that's probably, we were looking for 201 the whole time on Amazon. All right, I think now you got a hop level, you got target to 182, and it doesn't stop. I mean, the Amazon chart, we haven't seen this kind of fall off in a while. Really, I would say August. And August had a shark pattern itself there, but we hit it and we pivoted. A little different on this time. And the weeklies like this. Like here. Deep oversold. I mean, deep. One of the deepest readings in Amazon. It's amazing. This is the same as Tesla and some of these others. These are some of the deepest readings. It's a -9. And Amplified is oversold. You have to go way back. I mean, way back. There's a 2022 low with a perfect pattern with it. 2020 COVID crash, whatever that was, didn't even get oversold. So you have some verifiable signals here that are just crazy oversold. Last time, yeah, we were this oversold, 2013. 2013, 2014. And then you made the inflection and you started moving higher. I mean, that's amazing. Split adjusted. 14, 13, that was $13, $15. Relative to where we are, you know, that's the most oversold we've been on the whole weekly history. So until that thing gives you an inflection out, we're just going to have to hold off on any more positions in that and let it do its thing. Apple's the same kind of a way where we got oversold. We're checking back now, but nothing there quite yet. I mean, the low end of that range, that channel, is like 200, and then there's the daily. And Apple has held up relatively well, but you know, this kind of a move and come on back down. We need another oversold signal. What's up, Claire? Yeah, I'm thinking Amazon, although I'm long a little bit of Amazon right now. And it's not working out. It's not working out. I'm not going to add any more until we get some weekly, really clear weekly signals. And same with the market too. Tesla is probably the reason why I didn't sleep last night. 225. I mean, there's everything here. Tesla's got patterns. It's got dots. It's got back-to-back stuff. I started a position at between 265 and 275. A couple of chunks there. I was livid yesterday because I was dumb. It was early. There was no reason why. Because look at the weekly HSI. I gotta backtrack on this weekly HSI. If it's like that, it's not ready to turn. So that was my fault. I've owned up to that. I've talked about that. And we were waiting for this thing to get to 340. It was at 215 last night or 212, and still hasn't triggered. There's a beautiful bat pattern here, but the other thing with this, I will add to it. I want to double or triple the size on Tesla, because I do think this is getting crazy oversold. Like, 50% off the all-time high. But I won't go into it until amplified is out and above the 50. And then same with HSI. That's got to get above the 50. Otherwise, we're going to screw around in this zone between 03 and 67. Really something. Right? And this is a lot of them. Yeah. We'll see. We just need green candles. You need to see a couple of green days, like a 3-bar reversal, 3-day reversal. Now that doesn't happen until next week. Here's the other one that is gotta watch it because it's falling apart faster than I really envisioned it happening. But monthly on the SOX index did this crazy 1-2. So semiconductors are already back down. They did this kind of a thing. I mean, really, they did a quick correction down, and they came back up in a whipsaw. No confirmation. That's not an easy read. But we take out these lows, close under 42.80, and I think it's already trying to do it on the monthly here. Then you come all the way back down to target 2, which says even the chips aren't ready. And you see that. The other one that I really liked, just not doing it, is Taiwan Semi. Taiwan Semi on the daily, coming all the way back. It's got a dot. It's retesting this prior pattern here, 168 hop level, 179 XA level, and doing nothing. If anything, it's breaking down. Like, there's the dot. There's the retest Friday of the dot. Monday gets crushed. Tuesday, today, we're trying to hold 168. You fail the hop level here, it's done. It's toast. It's surprising, but that's toast. If it doesn't, it's got to turn there. And with the major markets not turning around, put the two together, you have to be cautious. Or at least wait for some bullish price action. Maybe V-shaped bear or a V-shaped correction. I mean, certainly it's more than a retracement. We've been thinking retracement the whole time. This is more than a retracement now. And I guess really that was cooked into the books yesterday. Meta, surprisingly, under 600. Overran that deep crab, but look, there's the first yellow dot. And that's around 590. Is Meta going to keep running in this channel? I mean, we are definitely at some limits, but the concern is what happens, okay, if we take these limits out, because there really is not much to go on beyond the fact or the assumption that, hey, if Meta cannot hold this, and that's probably a week or two away. Let's say we have this week, and then next week we're lower, and certainly anything under 550. Even Meta, which was up until about 3-4 weeks ago, was definitely one of the highest performers, period. So I really, we're back to being patient. We're back to demanding the market show us some positive, constructive behavior, or we're taking our ball and going home, because that's what you should do. Personally, I'm riding on some things I'm not happy about. I'll try to stick with this, but if we don't turn around the next few days, I really think then you got something bigger going on here. At least we can still hit target twos. Here's my last argument on stuff like what you're looking at here, Broadcom. That's a perfect Gartley. Okay, today would be, after today is day one. 177 held firm, but really that's where a confirmation, yellow dot happening after the pattern. That's the confirmation we want to see. So I'll watch this. I still think this is a phenomenal trending long-term play, but 177 here after today has to hold. Maybe. I don't know about hop to stop that far. I don't even think you have to do that much. On which one was that? Yeah, this. There was question, would you then do like a hop to stop assessment, meaning like there's the hop zone, XA to hop, and then the general approximation doesn't really work that great. It's a little too much, but the same distance between XA and hop, can we give it that much overspill? I don't think so. I mean, with the dot and everything going on here, if you can't hold 177 longer term, this goes to 150 or sub 150. These patterns have to hold. Nasdaq popping back, now only down 100. We really have to see what's going on into the end of the day. Here's NQ. Let's go back there. A couple of people talking about filling gaps, especially in Bitcoin. Yeah, that kind of matters, but I need to see one strong bullish day or something take out a 3-bar range. I mean, it's been taking out 3-bar ranges to the downside. I mean, to the upside. So with the Qs where they are on the daily, I would even say this. You know, we're going back into that HSI zone. Probably going to require another test. So this, every day this is down, like I said when I started today, it will push off the inevitability of finally giving us an inflection by multiple days. Multiple days. It's a great technique, but I don't think we need to wait that long. Yes, the sentiment is really heavy, J-Togs. I mean, AVGO is classic. But one, I think you'll retest 177, and two, not when the rest of the market just continues to break new lows every day. Yeah. What's up, Vinay? Rao wants to look at Palantir. Yeah, there's another one where is this going to be find a bottom here? Because we're still looking for a dot. And this has been the same situation with all of them, right? We knew this retracement was coming. And we had dots, we talked about them, and we were looking for a simple retracement, if that's the Qs or whatever. And what happened? It turned more into a correction. I mean, that's 40% off the all-time high. Now you have a dot on the close, but I wouldn't consider that until tomorrow. And you need to close above 75.80. to get that dot. Otherwise, the dot is off and you continue lower. So I don't have either. I don't have that, at least not yet. I don't have a pattern. Oh, I do have a pattern on the 4 hour. There's a pattern on the 4 hour. But again, Palantir, where's confirmation? Well, actually, it's bearish. Last one was bearish. Send it back into the zone. I think 78.68 is a minimum number. Maybe lower than that. 65 possible, maybe. One other one, guys, NVIDIA. All right. There's your 4 hour chart. 110. Trying to do something, but no confirmation. And then ever since these daily patterns, remember this stuff? Hold on. Give me my patterns. Yeah, there you go. Since all these bearish patterns, what did we fail to do down here? We did our type 1 move, right back up. We did type 2, came back again and tanked again. There's no confirmation down here. So even with NVIDIA, and that's off a good 20% off the high, there is still nothing here yet. I mean, give me a dot. Give me some kind of confirmation variable. And look, it didn't get oversold. Nothing, like literally nothing there, except for probably continued lower position for lower prices. It's not what you want to see, but that's what's going on. Take care, Greg. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on AVGO. Couple more. What's up, Jake? Wants to look at JPM. And I think that's probably a good one to look at. You know, 70, 275, 280, now 227. All right, in that channel. Here we go again with the channel. But pretty nasty retracement. You go back through history of the last few years, we haven't seen anything like that maybe since August 23. But this is all the way back down to the channel from above that other channel. And we're back in these oversolds again. So there's JP Morgan. I think it's a great idea, but at what price? Because it's like this. As long as this stays oversold and can't turn around, and then we're back in there with HSI, that's several days before that thing can turn around and then fire for us. Again, nice idea. It's not a bad idea to be thinking a stock like this. Okay, but not until we get some dots. Like dots like here or dots like there. Let them come to you. And that's really what this year's been all about. Let it come to you. Don't chase it. Believe me, don't chase it. Want to take a peek at the VIX, okay? S&P Volatility Index. We're new highs for the move. And much like what happened in 2020, massive spike. I mean, that was, we got to 60. The number we want to watch is 40. That's usually peak volatility. And we get a strong day up above these highs in the VIX, they will push it straight above 40, maybe even higher. And then that would be a sign of capitulation. But we're not there yet. Not there yet, even on the VIX. VIX is super strong after not doing much all last year. Tesla is printing a bat. It's already printed a bat, but it still needs weekly confirmation. That's the problem with it. Like on a weekly chart, you're a few weeks away. Appreciate that, Lodak. Yeah. A couple more. Some people want to look at gold again. Let's see what gold's doing. It's up $25. Did we hit the? We were looking for 2,800. Did we get that? Here we go. 2,805. It's a massive deep crab pattern. So 2,805. That's puts you in business, but it's not ready yet. I love that pattern. It's a beautiful pattern that still needs that retracement. So that's why I'm saying with gold, even though it's up today, I still say it's in a reaction phase. Needs more time. Like go to 2,805, stabilize, and then go back. I mean, it's kind of how I was looking at the other markets. And yes, it could go lower, but for now, I'm anticipating this retracement. I hear it. Yeah. You're right, Wayne. Number 14 was the lowest for the Qs, negative 14. We're not there yet on the Q. We're really close on the Qs. But gold's like that. I don't think you could run to gold and say you're going to hide anywhere. It would just have to let this thing fall. S&P down 65. Nasdaq down 145. What's SVM? What's up, Chip Flipper? SVM weekly. Silver Metals Corp. Maybe. Nothing that I have to go on at the moment. There's First Majestic Silver. I think we were looking at that before. The silver deal, a lot like gold, just hasn't made the same run, is bucking up against this bat pattern. So you're up 29.64. You're up against resistance and you're retesting an HSI. So this is resistance up here. No new longs on that. Nothing to chase. Yeah. Can I add the canary pattern to the software? The canary pattern was done by me and Mitch, and that was a joke. Although there are some things to that. Canary pattern. Maybe we'll do it again. I don't know. Did I look at Apple yet? Yeah, we looked at Apple. Lower. Needs to fill that channel. David, what do you want to look at Bitcoin again? Pretty clear. We did a wax on that. I can look at like GBTC for further insight. You know, GBTC's like this. Did the big run from August. There's nothing. I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing there. And especially the last week or so has really knocked the wind out of it. You're down here, you're oversold, but that's not going to register anything until you put some green bars in. And I'd be of that opinion. So, you know, Bitcoin almost hit our minimum target last night. Let's just give it a wait and see. We'll get the listen, we will on Bitcoin. We'll get the dot, but it has to close. Has to be a bullish close today. So we don't even begin on thinking anything about Bitcoin that this is over until tomorrow, as long as this is bullish. All right, that's the biggest takeaway of all. Because Bitcoin has got more work to do, like the rest of these markets, where at the spots we have been targeting for a long time, what did they do? They did dramatic moves. And so Bitcoin's right there. I mean, I'm And you can, somebody wanted to look at the miners, all those miners, we said we needed Bitcoin to do its thing. And so I wouldn't even consider anything crypto related until after today. And that's got to basically finish where we are currently. And again, I've talked about Coinbase and some others. Coinbase is up 8 or 9. Look at that Gartley. Beautiful patterns. There's several patterns here on Coinbase. But Friday was our dot. Monday was supposed to be the check back, real beginning of the stabilization. And what did it do? It got its clock cleaned. So that, there's not much there to offer. The Connell 2X, Granite shares long on Coinbase, decided to make a run for the hop level almost at 12, currently 17. So like that, there's big patterns here, but they're failing the confirmation. Like the day they're supposed to hit the confirmation, they're failing. And that tells you just give it more time. I'm in no rush on that one. And I think you guys know how I feel about MicroStrategy as well. Been still looking for lower levels where the whole all-time, remember we went from exact 886 and then our 618 level, which is right about there, is like 206. And that's, I would wait for that. And that would be more than 50% off the all-time high. But if you're guessing, look, even if you're guessing, here's the clear deal. Do we see a bullish arrow or dot anywhere? I got nothing. Like there's no, the last bullish reading was back there. Okay, and that arrow was on the 6th of November, and went from 237 to 550. We come back. There's been no oversold readings. So you just have to treat it as such. So I'm waiting on this, guys. It's not what you want to hear, but I don't, there's no reason to jump in on loading up at this point until we really get some signs here. I want to, but we need to produce confirmation across the board. And if we're going to go to these lower levels, let's do it now. Let's get it out of the way. MicroStrategy very well could round trip. Cameron's saying that. Round trip in terms of maybe go back to the hundreds. But we've been really clear on MicroStrategy that the 1618 was right there exactly around 540. And we were looking more for the 618 retracement and still are. 618 retracement level with confirmation. Potential bat on MicroStrategy? Maybe. I mean, I see what you're getting at. If you go like this to there, and then all the way down to your 886, but look where that is. 886 is 164, 160, 163, something like that. You're currently 252. What's that? That's 80, almost, yeah, it's 90 off of the current level, which is a 25-30% move lower. It's not there yet. Really, it's not there yet. And I would even be more pleased to have it produce a couple of green bars and start turning around than try to catch any kind of proverbial knife. Nasdaq only down 37, so do something today. There's a 4-hour check back that just happened. All of these lows have to hold. You don't hold these recent lows, then the slide continues into Thursday and we go a lot lower. I mean, we're at the limits, guys. For everything I do, especially yesterday where I was, Friday, I was like, okay, let's start looking Monday. And it just completely fell apart. That was just difficult. So I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Where are we going to get a dot? Where is this thing going to give us an inflection out? It doesn't want to do it yet. So we've got to be even more patient, and I won't jump into anything else until I see really clear weekly signals. Yeah, I hope so. Rogelio, what's up? We looked at the dollar last time. Claire wanted to look at the Euro USD, and that's okay. I still say those are down. Long-term trends are still down. There's Euro USD. Type 2 bat pattern on the weekly. Daily's like this. It's a smaller bat, and it's at target 1. So let's watch that. I mean, Euro, that's probably all you're going to get on this Euro trade. And it's been one of my frustrations with currencies for the last many years, that basically that's all it's going to do. Hit the hop, go to target 1, and then probably have to come back and retest. Like down to here. Probably back to 104. Need a yellow dot to do so. But, a dollar is just continues. Dollar index, dollar futures, hold on. Yeah, there's the dollar, there's the bat pattern. This is trying to put in a bat pattern at 104, not having anything to do with it yet. Why? Because you're now only today getting oversold officially. And again, like the rest of this market, you want to see this turnaround, it has to be demonstrative, and you're days away from that, and you're even more days away from that. Amplified getting out of the zone, HSI getting out of the zone. I like it. A lot of patterns here, but most of these setups want to push a little lower than they've tested, especially the ones that refuse to give up confirmation. Look for the confirmation, folks. Look for it's just in that yellow dot. We will get it someday, and then we can really start to maybe come back around on the market turning. But until then, it's just got to finish the work it needs to do. All right. So guys, get over. Let's do the HPC 30 thing. I'm only going to give one away. Somebody that has not won already, get a 30-day trial to the software and the website for hanging on so long. First person that types HPC 30, you will win. Okay, everybody else that doesn't win, or especially new folks, get over to harmonictrader.com. It's right there. Send your TradingView username to HPC at sr-analyst.com. Cameron, you win. Congratulations. No, you don't. It's got to be 30, my man. HPC 30. I hate to be a stickler, but I said HPC 30. So that's Thales. Thales, you win. All right, you guys, I'm pushover. Cameron, you can win too. Thales and Cameron. I usually do 2 a program anyway. Guys, get over to the Discord, and I'm going to put that in our chat here in a second. But everybody else, get to harmonictrader.com, and it's not all bells and whistles, but this is what I'm looking for. Get started here, and then if you have any questions, you get on the Discord. I put the Discord link in the chat. That's also available to anybody that wants to join our discussion. And for the winners, congratulations. Reach out to me there. We'll set you up with the 30-day package. Everybody else, let's hold on. The simple fact that we refuse to print green candles where we need to tells us we have more to go. So we'll come back on Thursday and figure it out then. Hang in there. Be patient. Be well.